let's just also plumb deeper because you're talking about reflection. And I think they always say that you cannot see the picture if you're in the frame. Now that you're out of the frame, you can clearly see the picture. And this is where we are coming in with this particular discussion today, to just look at the current lay of the land, politically, economically, and socially, of Kenya where it is right now. But we go back to your tenure during your time in the Ministry of Interior. And of course, we'll also go back during your tenure in the Ministry of Industrialization as well. Also you coming from the academia. But primarily, during your tenure there, we cannot avoid talking about a confluence of issues that really came to bear. But one critical one that maybe we might want to discuss and start with is the COVID-19 pandemic. This truly came from the left side for everyone globally. And we saw how we were adversely affected as a country. From your own assessment, you as a principal secretary then, do you think we handled the COVID-19 pandemic in the wisest of fashion?
Yeah, I think COVID came as a shocker to everyone because initial news coming from China, China looks very far away from us, sounded like a joke until one morning, one fine lady landed here and diagnosed COVID positive. And we had all these information around how devastating it would get. And you remember the initial variant was very aggressive. Actually, most of the people who contracted the initial variant ended up dying because one, there wasn't sufficient knowledge around it. The medication was not adequate and generally unprepared. And you see, the whole idea then was first to ensure that it's not spreading by containing people who had already contracted it into a fixed place so that they are not traveling. Those days we were calling contact tracing. So you would go look for people who had been diagnosed as positive and then confine them in a place to just ensure that it's not spreading. Then when that, you see, in the fullness of time, more and more people started contracting COVID. And therefore came the era of lockdowns, where you then, if Nairobi is the one that's so affected, you ensure that there isn't movement in and out of Nairobi. And the lockdown was basically regional based on the numbers we had. We actually had a command center in Embakasi that I was actually chairing, that was coordinating this. And as it would turn out, when you constrain people, they can't move, they can't go to work, then an economic problems comes in because people need to eat, people need to earn, life needs to go on. And I think if there's something that I really would pat the team on their back for that time is because COVID opened our eyes. First, that you can do a lot of work that is productive without necessarily going to an office physically.